All of a sudden, now you're being towed.
You're being towed, right.
Without a doubt.
To a safer place.
You want to say hello to these people?
I guess I should.
You should.
Welcome in to Small Biz Power. Thanks for joining the conversation. We're happy to have you in tonight. My name is Nina Radcliffe, and I am your host.
Come on, tell me your real name.
My real name, Nina Radcliffe Finn. Actually, you know, I never changed it.
I know you didn't.
I know. So it's supposed to be Nina Radcliffe Finn.
I know.
It's supposed to be my married name, but had a panic attack at the Marriage Bureau about losing the name. So welcome to Small Biz Power. This is where entrepreneurs go to power up their businesses and their lives, and we're so happy to have you in. And I have sound effects to my left, which is going to make the show bright. That's Steve Schorr right there. You guys know Steve Schorr, right? Longtime businessman, longtime newsman in this community, and he's got some cool stuff to share with us tonight. You got to turn down the volume on that, Geoffrey.
That's her.
You immediate text. I don't know.
That's Nina Radcliffe.
Stuff works in my office.
This is going to be an awesome show. See, do you hear the echo? Turn down. What are you doing over there? What are you doing, dude? Killing me.
So this is Jeff.
Can we pop Jeff up on camera so at least we can see him? There's Jeff.
There's Jeff right there.
You don't have a camera on you.
Sorry.
We'll just hear your voice.
I might as well just head out. It's really great seeing you guys.
Thanks for coming. It's been a blast so far. If you read my email,
that's Jeff.
Oh, there's Jeff.
Hey, I don't get to be Steve tonight. I signed up to be Steve.
It's going to be confusing. People are going to be like, "What is going on there?"
Right.
So if you read my email, I had one of those moments. It's been a day. There is a reason for this today, a legit reason for all of us to be drinking wine. I was supposed to send out an email that normally would go out at 7 o'clock p.m. that says we're live in 15, yet went out at 7 o'clock a.m.
I thought it was fun, though.
Yeah. Did you, though?
Oh, I did. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. You guys all thought you had to be somewhere.
Yeah, I was in the car. I was driving over here.
I was just getting out of the shower, and I'm saying, oh, this is going to be a really interesting show.
When the cameras are there in your bathroom. Yes. Surprise, you're on the air. You look great after coming out of the shower.
That's a little awkward, yeah. So if you saw the email, you saw that my good friend Kendall Tenney, Kendall Tenney, also known as Kendall, was supposed to be with us tonight. He was going to co-host our show, but what happened?
He has a flat tire.
Right.
Not only does he have a flat tire, he has a flat tire in Summerlin.
On Summerlin Parkway.
That's in a dangerous location, so he's being towed. His car's staying there, but he's being towed.
Right. We should see if we can organize an impromptu flash mob to show up and roll his car over.
We should.
Because he can't change his own tire.
No, for sure.
Who did I invite tonight? Like, what is going on? Already lost control of the whole situation. That's okay.
You're a Twitter influencer. See what you can work
with. A Twitter influencer? Yeah, that's... Anyway, so we're happy to have you here, and I will introduce my two guests formally. A little bit of housekeeping before we start. We are live from the Shoots and Google studio. It's the brainchild of my good friend, Rich Jacovino. And if you like the way this place looks, it's so much great stuff here. You can change the backgrounds, all kinds of stuff you can do with this studio. And Rich focuses on live streaming. So if you are interested in learning more about Shoots and Googles and maybe creating a show of your own down here, creating some good content for your community, it's really a great way to reach people. DM me, direct message me on Facebook or on Twitter. Just reach out to me and I'll hook you up, okay? If you would like to continue the conversation, we have a Facebook group. It's called Small Biz Power. You can find it at facebook.com/groups/Small Biz Power. So we're hoping that I'm going to look at comments to see if anybody is chiming in yet. And we're hoping that Kendall at some point will be able to call in after he was towed. But I did want to tell you that he had a really exciting announcement.
He has a great announcement.
Yeah,
he has a great announcement. And I'll steal the thunder.
Steve, steal the show. I'm going to sit back and drink wine. You know what? You guys can talk. It's actually
so Kendall, of course, was an incredible television news anchorman in Las Vegas for a long time.
With great hair.
With great hair. That's why he was always called Ken Doll.
Right.
But he has great hair. But he was a wonderful television news anchor. He started his own wonderful company, tremendous company called 10E.
10E Media.
Right.
Yep.
And 10E Media has been very, very successful. Well, now Kendall is going back on the air. He's going back on a 4 o'clock show on Channel 8 in the afternoons, and it's called Las Vegas Now. And Kendall will actually be part of it 2 days a week. And there's a great staff that's part of the show. Yeah. And I think it's about time that Kendall goes back on the air. I think I'm thrilled for him. I really am.
I'm happy that you know the name of the show because actually I probably would have botched that. But it's on Channel 8, and we are all super excited to see.
Because I know the name of the show, that it's Las Vegas Now, because I have a newspaper called The Now Report. So it kind of fits together. Do you know?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to forget
I wish I had
that.
something to announce, Steve. That was really well played.
Wasn't it?
Can you
Yeah.
do
Like
something
you
up
announce you.
Yeah,
There you go.
That's great. Look at the picture, Steve.
Oh, I like that.
Looking dapper, man. I like the red tie.
Yeah, well, what's
Power tie.
with the mob wall, though? I'm not really sure what
Oh,
that
it's supposed
is.
to be sort of a gritty, Vegas feel, right?
Okay.
Do you feel it?
That's one of my favorite pictures, by the way.
I love that picture.
I like
of you.
that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While we're on the subject, and I don't want to leave Jeff out here. So Jeff Radcliffe, Jeff is good drinking his wine. Jeff did make it
I got
back
other
from
stuff to do
Mammoth.
after this.
I'm glad you made
Yeah.
it back from Mammoth. You got snowed in at Mammoth.
So you thought Kendall had problems with a flat tire in Summerlin? There was so much snow in Mammoth I couldn't be bothered to leave for an extra 2 days.
Oh
No,
man,
you got snowed in.
I know,
Don't
can
say
you
that.
believe it?
Tell
Yeah.
the truth here.
Yeah,
really
it was rough.
First world
A ski
problems.
chalet in Mammoth for an extra 2 days.
Oh, breaking my
Yeah.
heart.
The powder was knee deep. It was beautiful.
Are you-
Really?
Are you okay?
I'm going to be all right.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for your concern.
Oh,
Thank you,
sure,
everyone, for your prayers and wishes. I made it out.
You got a little color too.
little-
yeah,
yeah.
You did a little skiing. It was
Little
good fun.
snow color.
Yeah.
Or is that the wine?
It's not the wine yet. We'll get there, though.
So Jeff is the owner of Post Launch, and Post Launch is a web presence marketing company here in Las Vegas. And Jeff and I have done some projects together, and we've been longtime friends. And so digital marketing, and Steve can speak to this because this is the heart of what you are focused on right now. And this is where it's at for a small business. I mean, it's what I focus on. It's what your company focuses on. I mean, it's so important for. I mean, just the mom and pop, small local business to have a web presence, right?
In today's business world, if you do not have a web presence, you're not going to move your company forward. It is as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
That is the truth in today's business world. These incredible devices,
Yeah.
these incredible devices have become as much a part of what is today's business world
Right.
as the typewriter was when Nina and I began doing news years ago.
The typewriter?
Did I aid you? I'm
Maybe
sorry.
You did. You actually did. I do remember those stories about the
yes.
teleprompter where they had to actually push paper into the teleprompter. And so if somebody needed to change out a script real quick, you'd see a hand come in there and pull out the paper.
Well, actually, what would happen is you would have whole sheets of paper, and you would use Scotch tape to tape them together so they would run through the teleprompter. Typically what would happen is the Scotch tape would jam up,
Right.
and then you'd have no teleprompter for the
my
rest of the
gosh.
show.
This is great.
When I was in Bakersfield, we had we the anchors had to run the teleprompter ourselves,
Yep.
and so we had a foot pedal, and
Mm-hmm.
I was actually immediately banned from running it. My co-anchor was like, "No, you're not doing that anymore," because what would happen is I would zone out when it was his story. So I would have the thing going. I was like, "Oh, I got this. I got this for me," and then he would start, and I'd be like, and he'd be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" So I was banned from that. But
I want to hear more Grandma and Grandpa newsroom stories from back in the day when you
Don't
guys
you
were like,
when there was like chain smoking in the newsroom. Yeah, that
great.
was like the 70s, wasn't it? That was not my time. I would like to say that was not my time. Okay, so talk about the importance though for small businesses and when it comes to web presence
So
marketing.
it's funny. Before we started, Steve and I were talking a little bit about the power of the mobile device and the amount of consumption that actually happens on these. And we use the term web presence marketing, but really, web is all mobile web these days.
Yeah.
There's so few people, and we even talked about, we were joking about it right before the show started, the fact that nobody uses desktops, almost nobody uses laptops, everybody's on their phone, occasionally tablets, and Steve had a good sort of future assessment that the fact that, the new generation, the millennial generation, will probably almost never have a desktop. They won't have a place where they'll sit and use the computer. I'm still the guy who has 3 giant monitors on my desk so I can manage what I feel is multiple things, but these kids are so adept at consuming stuff.
But I'll
so
take that even
quickly.
further. It's not that they won't have a desktop. I believe that what will happen in a very short period of time, in today's world, a short period of time is 5 years. That's a very short period of time.
Right.
Within 5 years, you're going to find people not even having laptops or iPads
Right.
because everything will be on these.
Yep.
Everything will be on these.
Yep.
And today, if you're in a business, if you have a business or part of a business, if you're not part of this,
Right.
it's going to go right past you.
Right.
What do you say to these businesses? Because I've met with my fair share of businesses that are like, yeah, we don't get our leads from the internet, and we just don't see the whole point in even engaging. It's not a good place for us. I mean, how do you convince them of what Steve is saying?
Sure.
That you're gonna get left behind. There's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
It's interesting because not getting leads from the internet is not the same as capturing search traffic. And a lot of these people, a lot of these businesses can't differentiate the two. The fact that people are using the internet doesn't necessarily mean that they're using Google to try to look up your business. So there's two entirely different things. Now, in the media publishing side, your responsibility is to create interesting, compelling stories that people go out and search and consume so they feel smarter than their friends for whatever reason that, that we all need to feel a little bit smarter. And I'll get into that when it's time
we'll
to
talk
get
about
into
FOMO. Yeah.
But, when it comes to the web, a standard business, let's take something really simple like a dental practice. It's really a matter of making sure that your information, it mirrors the same model. It has to be entertaining, it has to be informative, and it really has to be pushed into people's faces so they say, here it is. The concept of search is dying a little bit, but the practice of web presence marketing is really totally different. So any business that needs to be seen not only has to create quality, good, compelling content, they have to shove it down your throat so you consume it in a way that makes you remember these businesses. We're all fighting for so much attention and there's so little.
Let me take that also a step further. I am a business. The Now Report is a 100% digital newspaper, actual newspaper, not just a little bitty thing. It's an actual newspaper.
You're talking 11 to 17 pieces of content a day, right? Isn't that what
and
you
that doesn't, but that doesn't even count the literally hundreds of pieces that are produced by the Associated Press. I'm very proud to say that we're a full affiliate of the Associated Press.
Big.
So we're a full newspaper, but we're totally digital.
Right.
And we're growing so rapidly because of our web presence, because of who we are and what we're pushing forward. It's no longer that piece of paper that you get at your door.
Right.
It's no longer that.
Right.
It is instantaneous information that people want, and they want it in a means and in a way that makes sense to them. So the way we're growing is indeed digital marketing.
Yep.
It's being able to push forward the content so people know it and so people understand it. I'll give you an example.
There's so many pieces to this, and I think that's what happens with small business is they get completely overwhelmed. I mean, Steve has a team, you have a team. So, I mean, I think people look at this and say, well, there's so many pieces, how do I even start?
Right.
But it's important that you do start. Right?
I read something the other day that said there's enough content published in the world that you couldn't read it in 70 lifetimes.
Right
now.
It's true.
Wow.
But yesterday, I'll give you a great example. Yesterday, I was very proud that we were able to get the first information out because of the instantaneousness of what we do about the voluntary evacuations at Mount Charleston.
Unbelievable.
Within seconds after we put that out there, within seconds, the comments that came back from people who are on Mount Charleston was, where do we go? What do we do? What happens? And it's that instantaneousness.
It's cool.
It's really cool.
It's massive.
Yeah.
It is massive.
Right.
Well, and that plays into a little bit of what we wanted to talk about tonight, which was this idea of social media playing, and really the web in general, playing into our fear of missing out.
Yep.
I think I really feel like we are so inundated with information nowadays that you feel like, gosh, I should be doing that, and I should be doing that, and I should be doing that, right? I mean, there's a lot of that going on.
That we don't search anymore. It's what's compelling. It's what rises to the top that we consume. You see trending topics on Facebook and trending topics on Twitter, and a lot of us don't go past that because of that fear of missing out. We want to know what everyone else is missing. So if I say, hey, Nina, you said a really cute video of the panda falling
and
off.
I hate saying no to that.
And you say no, I get that little tiny adrenaline squirt.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I just broke some news.
Exactly.
Now you guys, when you were in traditional television news back in the day, you probably felt high all the time because you knew so many things so fast.
Notice how we said back in the day.
Back in the day, right? I know.
I'm writing that down because I'm not going to talk to him anymore.
Steve. Our crime is past. It's it's something you just come to terms with.
Now there's so much content being delivered so quickly and so fast that if we're not constantly consuming it, we've got this collective societal systemic, almost a disease that we have to constantly be tuned in.
Yeah.
Otherwise we miss out and we're not relevant and we're not timely and we sort of get swept under the rug. You never know what happens when you introduce to someone and they're like, I don't use social media. What do? You're like, gross. What's wrong with you? Like someone who still smokes or someone who drinks soda. You're like, really? It's 2017. Why don't you use that stuff? What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Well, and we could have a psychologist on to sort of talk about the effects of this on sort of just everybody's psyche nowadays.
Flat Tire Man.
Flat Tire Man's calling. Hey,
Yes.
how about this? It's Kendall Tenney.
Here's his number in case y'all missed it.
No, it didn't come up.
It doesn't come up.
We're putting him on speaker. Kendall.
Flat Tire Man, are you there?
We're live.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Are you
Technology at its greatest.
excited to be part of it?
And you still
There's his Chiron.
and you look really good, Kendall.
You look fabulous.
Super
man.
skinny.
I've never looked better.
I know.
People have always said I have a face for radio.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about your big announcement, but now, and Rich, you can give us a high sign if we can hear him. Okay, but why don't you tell the folks at home what your exciting news?
In less than a half an hour.
I mean, Steve kind of broke it already for you, but
You don't even have me connected through some technological device.
Yes.
I'm just on speakerphone.
It's called an iPhone.
It's called an iPhone.
How much more technical do you want than that?
It's high tech. We wanted the monitor. Oh, look, you have a full screen graphic with your name, your web address, your logo, and a highly photoshopped picture.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, your viewer is really going to like that.
Thank you. Thank you. I knew he'd come back with something.
Wait, someone actually watches this?
Either that or that picture was taken about 25 years ago, one or the other.
Oh, it's so good. That's some black shoe polish in that hair, man. I'm telling you. That's... Tell the black...
those performers on the strip where they have their pictures up and they look like they're still in their 30s, and you go and see them on stage and they're 90-something.
Right. Wait, tell the black shoe polish story.
Oh, so there was this lady, so forever she would hound me on air, and I have very black hair naturally. I do not color my hair.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, I know.
Maybe a little Rogaine here or there.
That's right.
But no big deal.
Yes, Rogaine. I have invested fully in Rogaine and Propecia.
Yeah, keep it off your eyebrows.
Yeah. So, anyway, forever she was convinced that I dyed my hair, and it bugged her for some reason. This random viewer, I'd never met her, only heard her voice, and never talked to her because she would only call when I was on the air and leave voicemails. And every time it was somewhere along the lines of this, and she had this raspy kind of smoker's voice.
Hey, how you doing, Kendall?
She'd call in, she'd say, Kendall, that hair, it's ridiculously black. You look like Dracula. Get that black shoe polish out of your hair. And this would happen frequently, not just once or twice. It was almost a weekly occurrence. And I kind of miss her.
I
hope she's still around and she can still call me and hassle me now.
Yeah, I love her. It's like the eyebrow people. I had some eyebrow people that were really obsessed with the fact that my eyebrows were crooked, and literally would call and email day after day after day. You got to come in and we got to fix those eyebrows. I mean, it was they were obsessed.
Kendall, when I first came to Las Vegas from Philadelphia, I had an afro.
Oh, that's right. I've seen those pictures.
Yeah, and I can promise you the comments that you had about your hair can't even touch the comments that I had about my hair.
Okay, so the reason that I'm holding the phone like this is because there's a microphone in front of me, so I want that. People are probably wondering why I'm leaning forward like this, but so I have the phone up against the microphone.
Okay,
so
I'll lean forward too.
Steve is talking over. So tell us about the exciting news with Channel 8.
Las Vegas Now.
Las Vegas Now is going to be a show that debuts February 6th at 4 p.m. on Channel 8. Monday through Friday, they have a tremendous team, and Stacey Galati and Lindsay Simon and Mercedes from Mix 94.1. And I'll be part of the team and get to participate twice a week, as Tenny Media is still keeping me hopping all over the place. So I'll be there on Mondays and Wednesdays. But it just sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun because it's going to cover everything from food to fashion to entertainment. It's going to be it is going to be bubble gum. It's going to be fun. It's not going to be serious. There will be very, very little controversy. So I think it's going to be a great way for people to unwind toward the end of the day.
You're the token male, I think, of that cast, yeah? How do you feel about that? Again? You're the token male.
I am the token male, and I appreciate that.
Yes.
I like being the token male.
Surrounded by beautiful women. Awesome.
Could
all
be
right.
worse.
So what do you mean? You said you were going to participate. So tell me what participate means.
Well, so Stacey is the only full-time host.
Okay.
So on the other days, Mercedes, Lindsay, and myself will rotate through. And so rarely will the four of us all be together. The first day, of course, we will be. But other than that, it will usually be just two of us or three of us hosting the show.
Are you going to have guests on the show? Are you going to have what?
Yeah, we'll have guests ranging.
I'm available.
I can show up too, Kendall.
So you just
We're
fit
all
the bill right there.
Yeah, we're pitching ourselves. Yeah, we'd like to be on the show.
Would you like our decks?
We'll send you. Yeah, we'll send you our promo decks. No worries, we're on it.
Have your agent call.
Yeah.
And we'll fit you in on February 30th.
Yeah,
February
thanks.
30th.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Tuesday the 5th of never. I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Kendall, okay, we miss you. We're glad that you're safe. And
Are you safe, by the way?
I am safe now.
Did they pull your car out of the ditch?
Islanders, the tow truck driver, who was fantastic, I got to say.
His name is Islander?
He picked me up. His name is
He
Islander.
found your eyeliner.
Yeah. Islanders, like island, like Gilligan's Island.
Okay.
Or is that too old? That's too old a reference, isn't it?
Oh man, we've been talking about teleprompters in the 70s, so there's no too old references here tonight.
Anyway, Islanders was great. He picked me up from a dangerous spot on Summerlin Parkway, getting off on Buffalo. I felt like I was going to get hit by cars.
Oh.
And got taken out of that situation. And then the good people at Discount Tire, I'll give them a plug.
Love
So all
them.
2 of your viewers will appreciate
Yes,
this.
all 3 of them. Yeah.
What's the count right now? Is it 3?
I can't see you because you're talking on my phone,
Oh, sorry.
so I can't see.
Rich doesn't have access. Nobody has access to it.
No.
So is there any other plugs you want to put in for the day?
Yes, Discount Tire, and they're not even a client of mine, but I was there and they were closed, and there were a couple of guys hanging around, and they saw the car pull up, and they said, "Hey, let us take your keys and your information." And at least I think they work for Discount Tires. Now that I'm telling you the story, I think they just may have been random people
Standing
around the store.
outside a Discount, and we're happy to help
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Well, you'll have to
But
come
anyway.
on. You'll have to come on another time. I know you're a busy
I
TV
do.
guy now and busy, media, crisis communications, public relations, maven. No, you're not a maven. You're the man.
Master.
You're not a master. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking for the word. I don't know.
It's an M word. It's an M word.
Not enough wine.
Yeah.
So, so you'll have to come on another time, okay? When you're actually
I still
physically
wanted to
here.
be there because I wanted to talk especially about Steve's venture. I'm so excited about it. It's so needed to have an objective view of what's going on in the world
Yeah.
in Las Vegas. I love it, Steve. What you're doing is critical and so important. And so thank you for doing that. I
Well,
think it's so
thank you,
cool.
my friend. I appreciate that. You and I both, and I think know as well as anybody else that having an independent voice is very, very crucial to the success of a community. And I think it's about time that we have a voice that doesn't include opinion, that doesn't include editorial in the stories, that is just, who, what, where, when, why, and how, the things that we all learned when we started in journalism business a long time ago.
And Kendall,
Amen.
thanks for all the
It's a
nice
lost
words from
art.
me too, buddy. It's great to hear from
Jeff
you.
is feeling left out over here. Hey, and the other thing is that you and Jeff, I've been talking about you to Jeff and Jeff to you for years now, and you guys have never met. So I was hoping that you guys would have a chance to meet tonight. So
Right.
that's
Very serendipitous. Apparently someone doesn't want us to meet.
apparently not.
And you're missing great cheese, by the way.
And Jack,
That's not just the show, there's physically cheese.
Rich even got. Look, I would love for you to see this, Kendall. Rich even
Officially
got you
not
Dr.
sponsored.
Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
Rich even got you Dr.
I'm
Pepper.
gonna tune in for the last part here. I think I'm gonna be able to. As soon as we hang up, I'll access it on my phone. That's the magic of technology.
Don't text me and ask how to access it, though. Okay. Thanks, my friend. I'm glad you're safe, and come back to the show soon. Okay.
All right, thanks.
All right.
Hey, Kendall,
See you guys.
you'll be absolutely wonderful on the TV show beginning on the 6th of February. I don't have to wish you luck. I know you'll be successful. I know your partners on the show will be very successful, and I think that's great for the community. So thanks a lot, man.
Well, let me say this: as long as we're in French, we would say "jeter les fleurs." You're throwing
no.
flowers at each other. But Steve is. I got to say this because Steve is a longtime friend.
Yeah.
When I first moved to Las Vegas, the first person in the media outside of those who worked with me at Channel 3 to reach out to me and to extend friendship and any help was Steve. So I've always just had the greatest admiration for what he does, what he does in the community. It's no wonder there's a school named after him.
Yeah.
So
There
anyway,
is.
he's just an all around great guy. So I was really bummed not only to have a flat tire, but also to miss that opportunity to be there with you guys tonight.
We'll do it again, man.
We'll see you.
All right, for
We'll
sure.
see you soon, KT.
All right, we'll
All
see
right.
you.
Take care,
Bye.
man.
Bye.
See, that's a good guy. He is. I've known him actually since the first day that he came into town on the air, and was able to meet his wonderful family at the Boulevard Mall. We were doing a back-to-school
fair at the Boulevard Mall. I remember those. Yeah, I remember those.
And I had a chance to meet with him. We've been friends ever since. What amazes me about Kendall is that in all the years that I've known him, he's always been one of those people who's there for the community. Mm-hmm. What he has done, for instance, for the Education Foundation, what he's done for other wonderful charities in this community, is really a testament to the heart that he has and the man that he is, and that's really a cool thing, and this community benefits because of it, I believe.
Michael Smith is here. He's wondering how many glasses of wine has the chunky guy had. Is he talking about me?
Wait a minute.
Talking about me?
I haven't had that many glasses of wine.
Speaking of which, will you please pass that over
here? Sure, I will.
Would you like to pour me some wine?
I will pour you another one.
That sounds like a fake name.
Thank you so much.
What kind of name is Michael Smith?
Seriously, who's logging into Facebook as Michael Smith?
Michael Smith.
What kind of creepy stalkers do you two have? Clearly isn't me.
Clearly it's not your friends. All right, so let's talk a little bit about post-launch.
All right, so let's do something.
Are you feeling left out over here?
No, we're good.
Because we're talking media stuff. I know. It's like,
good,
yeah, I mean,
Foot pumps and cigarettes. Yeah.
Foot pumps, when it talking about the teleprompter with the foot pump. So talk about a little bit about post-launch and how you came to be in the web presence marketing space, because you have you're way young, but you have like 20 years experience already.
Like way young?
You are way young.
Thanks.
Flip your hair back.
Yes.
Is that youthful?
I think so. I saw an animated GIF.
Yeah, Michael's sending us another text about you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I told my kids to write in and say, "We love you, Dad."
Oh, that's great. I hope they do.
Right.
Brady never watches.
Parenting advice for kids do whatever they're told.
That's good.
So, post-launch. I started post-launch. I was actually, Michael Smith's an actual real person.
Yes.
There we go.
Jeff
did look, now he's asking if I'm the Capital One guy. Brilliant. I worked with Michael at Raster Media for 6 years, and we built mobile apps. Games, utility applications, professional applications, stuff for big organizations, big as Black & Decker.
So you're a coder?
No, I'm a sales guy.
Oh.
I'm a sales guy.
Can't you tell? Can't you tell? Yeah.
I figured that.
You saw the sponsorship
Yes,
the second
he
you got in. Yeah. I'm excited about that. Yeah. We'll talk about that next week.
Commission.
Yeah, we'll make sure that Steve still wants to do it. Yeah.
So we built. Gosh, we probably launched 150 mobile apps over 6 years that people were just paying through the nose for. The technology is really expensive to build a quality mobile app. It can be 6 figures plus to make something that's got what you need to have in the marketplace. And I saw these people launch these apps and launch these apps and launch. They'd sink hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year into these mobile apps just to die on the vine. And a lot of these people, they'd come in through the sales process. We'd sit down, we'd identify an audience, we'd identify opportunities, say, this is what your app could do. This is where we could place it. This is how we get people to use it. And the sales process would do, they'd come in, they'd sink all this money into it, and then they wouldn't know what to do with it. So they'd sit on their hands, and they'd say, Jeff, it's not selling. We're mad at you, it's not selling. I said, have you told anyone about it? Yeah, I told my cousin.
Yeah.
What'd he say?
Yeah.
He liked it. Who else did you tell?
No,
they won't sign non-disclosures.
You can build the app. Will they come?
You want a non-disclosure to show them your app, it's built. Let's take it to market. Well, how do we do that? You tell people. How do I do that? Marketing. So enough people would come back to me and say, well, can we hire you? Can we hire you? I was sitting on the board for about 27 different companies doing, marketing consultation. And it just hit me, and someone will pay for this. So I opened post-launch, specifically in the vein of app marketing. But it was funny because the app bubble was just about to burst. People were done building apps. But I had been doing online marketing since '99. I was selling sightseeing tours on the internet. And I took this company, we grew it. It was me and this weirdo in his spare bedroom up in Summerlin. Be careful, Kendall. We took this company, we grew it from $50,000 our first year to $26 million a year in 6 years, and sold it for $40 million to our competitor.
That's amazing.
I wasn't an equity partner. I was the
Dang it! Oh.
I got a little pat on the back and said, "Thanks for your formative years, kid. Best of luck with whatever you're doing next."
Oh.
Yeah.
I was bitter for a minute.
I know that experience.
I learned the power of contracts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So it was good. I learned really a lot. This was the Wild West of search marketing. There was 125 search engines. We would manage dozens and dozens of websites that had the same content, that had all this stuff, and really would grow this stuff. And we sold a ton of sightseeing tours. And it was cool. I had maybe 3,800 products, e-commerce, really aggressive, really high margin stuff. That I'd sell everything from bicycle tours in the Vatican to shark diving in Oahu to helicopter tours to the Grand Canyon.
So cool.
So yeah, all this stuff, and had to learn everything there was to learn about e-commerce marketing. So from 19 to 25 years old, that was me. That was my career, and it was really great. Sold this company, got sort of booted to the curb, and then a couple odd jobs here and there, messing around doing stuff, and I landed on digital marketing, search marketing, web presence marketing. And post-launch is now in our 4th year. Got a 15-person team. We're over here on Sahara and Tanea. Everyone's here. We don't offshore or outsource anything. And I love it. Every day I walk into work and there's a new fun challenge for me. Someone walks in and says, Jeff, today we want to sell a better bottle cap for Dr. Pepper. Officially not a sponsor.
Maybe soon. Let's work on that.
But if you're Dr. Pepper and you're tuning in, call Nina.
Call Jeff. Jeff will sell them.
I'll sell them. So that's a fun, unique, interesting challenge. I get to sit there and ruminate on possibilities all day long. And just like you guys, I've got my toolkit of things that I know are effective and ways we can bring people to the table, ways we can raise awareness. But it's such a fun experience for someone to walk in and say, we've got X, what can you do? And you get to be smart, you get to be fun, you get to be creative. And I work with these cool weirdos all day long. Everyone is so different and so fun. I did an independent poll at the office the other day. I said, show of hands, out of everyone here in your own social circle, are you the weirdest person? And every single person put their hand up.
Seriously?
Yep, I'm the weirdest person.
That's cool.
It was great.
They embraced that, though.
It was so great.
Yeah.
Content is powerful.
Yeah.
Content is critical in anything that goes on in today's marketplace. But content is just the beginning. It's making sure that you're pushing it out to the people so they can eventually see that content.
Yep.
Is that it?
Yep. And that's it. And so it's a way to find something that's interesting. So let me give you a for instance. Dentists. We do some marketing for dentists. Red wine. Did you know that you're not supposed to brush your teeth within 30 minutes of drinking
Red wine.
Yep. A lot of people don't know that. We all know we're supposed to floss twice a
Did
day.
not know that.
See? Look, now we're both getting the adrenaline squirt.
Thank you.
We broke
Thank
some
you.
news.
Yes, I knew that.
Yeah,
Thank you
FOMO.
for breaking that news.
Yeah, you missed out.
Yeah, I feel
Are you
bad.
terrified now?
Actually, I feel bad about myself. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little
I
upset.
think the key is just to drink until you don't have to brush your
I
teeth.
think that's probably a good idea.
And just pass out.
Then you can deal with it tomorrow. So those are types of really interesting information. It's both dental science. Floss every day. We get it. That's boring. We've been told that since
Yeah.
we're kids. Don't brush within 30 minutes drinking red wine because your enamel is weakened. That's new. That's interesting. That's relevant to an adult who's going to go in and pay for dental care. And it's top of mind, and it's interesting. And now my dentist has broken that news to me. Now I've got some little nugget of knowledge that someone else doesn't have, and I get to go to work tomorrow and say, "Hey guys, listen to what I learned. You know what you shouldn't do is brush your teeth within."
So the creative process is a big part of what you do on a regular basis.
Right.
I would imagine running a business, relating, can drain the creative process because you're juggling plates all
You know
the
what
time.
it's like, and you guys, coming from back in the day, the media side.
Let's do that again.
Yeah,
Let's go back.
there we go, back
Let's
in the day
reminisce,
again.
shall we?
It's you.
Are you breathing okay?
I am. I'm good. Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
You guys
Okay.
hear the oxygen.
We've got our oxygen
machine?
tanks over there, so we're good.
You have to find something interesting in everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you're talking to. It doesn't matter what they do. There's something interesting. There's somebody who made the suit that you're wearing today, Steve, and there's somebody who decided how the lines were cut and how the collars are going to lay and how it looked different. And to that individual, that's interesting. And to the people that individual talks to, that stuff is interesting. So it's just a matter of having this innate, never-ending thirst, curiosity that you just listen. Wow, what is that? How are you doing that? How are you pulling that off? And I try to teach that as a culture, but just ask. Remember, you have kids as well, Steve? When they're little, mine are 7 and I have to remember 7 and 6. And I ask why? Why, Dad? Why?
All the time.
Why is it like that?
Yeah,
why?
it's nonstop.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? And you just sort of embrace that. Why is it like this? Why do you do this? Why is it that? Why is it this? Why is it that? And even my 7-year-old, she's like, she'll ask these questions. I have my own FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
She's asked questions, really, really legitimate, specific questions. She's reading the Harry Potter novels right now. And
Wow,
she says,
that's early.
Dad, why do they only award points in 5-point elements to the different houses? And I don't know if you guys have read Harry Potter.
No, I haven't read Harry Potter.
But at the end of the book, their points are not in 5-point
Right.
elements.
That's right. They're not.
I'm like, how do you pick that out of that book?
That's amazing.
It's about magic.
Oh, that's fascinating that she picked that up.
Right. And so
Yeah.
and then I'm embarrassed as the dad who didn't notice
Right.
that I missed out on that key point.
But that generation, I have the daughter of my business partner, who is this very, very bright young lady, who now wants to write for the newspaper.
Nice.
And it's because she sees things that when we were 8 years old, we never saw those things. I'm sorry, we never saw those things. Their entire vision is completely different today. The
Right.
toughest thing that I think happens for people, that I believe, is not the ability to watch what happens. the ability to listen.
Yeah.
And too many times people today have stopped listening. They hear a little bit, but they don't hear it all.
Right.
And what those 7 and 8-year-olds do is they listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can be hard when you're trying to think of the next thing to say, though, right? I mean, I think that that's what a lot of what social media has done for us, right? I mean, it's kind of given us that, like, oh, I got to contribute to the conversation constantly.
But it has taken away the ability to communicate. One of the toughest things for me is for me to go into a restaurant and watch a family sit there and they're doing this and not talking to each other.
Right.
Yep.
It's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
And if we don't stop that part of our lives, and we have to go back to being able to communicate, we're in trouble in the future.
I was at a restaurant in San Diego a while back, and we watched a man with his wife, girlfriend, I don't know what, and for the entire dinner, he read, because we were sitting behind him so we could see, he read the news on the entire dinner. He didn't look up from that phone once.
It wasn't the Now Report, was it?
If it was the Now Report, I would have forgiven him.
Okay,
It would have
good.
been
All right,
fine.
I would forgive him too.
But back to the creative process, because you're in a creative business as well. Yes, you're in the business of telling the stories of the community, but that takes some creativity to dig up. And every single day, you have to come with that, Steve. I mean, you're assigning, reporters to go out and cover the stories. How do you maintain that creativity? Because I find that it wanes when I'm exhausted, when I'm trying to juggle too many plates, all of that.
First of all, it's what I love.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is what I love, like what you do, Jeff,
Yeah.
and it becomes part of who you are. So I wake up in the morning and I can't wait for my day to begin. I cannot wait for my day to begin. At nighttime, when my day is over, I hate it being over. I'm ready for the next thing to happen. So that excitement continues all day long.
Right.
For me, at the same point, it's how do we make better on a day-to-day, hour-to-hour, minute-by-minute basis, make better what we're putting out there for the community.
Right.
What I've learned is that people today have two things that matter to them as far as in their interaction. It has to be visual, number one,
Yep.
and it has to catch their interest.
Right.
How do you do that? And for us, two things that are very important is the visual that goes along with the story and the headline that goes along with the story.
Right.
If the headline doesn't bring them into what is happening, they're gone.
Right.
They'll go to the next thing.
Right.
At the same time, I have a rule, and it was a rule that has not been easy to enforce, and that rule is no stories are more than 400 words in my newspaper.
good.
In today's world, if you can't tell the who, what, where, when, why, and how in 400 words, then you're not telling a story anyway.
Right.
People want it fast.
Yep.
They want it clear. They want it concise, and they don't want to be told what to think.
Yeah.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, though, what seems to be doing well in search at a lot of different points is really a lot of words, right? 1,000 to 2,000 word blog posts are perform better in search a lot of times.
It's an interesting dynamic, and in fact, we see that. Yes, so you have two audiences. Certainly, when we're doing content marketing,
Yeah.
Right.
we have a search engine bot, and we have a human.
Yep.
It's correct.
And at 100 words, we lose half our humans.
Right.
At 1,500 words, we gain something like 300% more search engine visibility.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a tough balance
It is.
to look around. But, I think Steve has really nailed it because you're writing for humans more than you're
Yes.
you're not
Exactly.
trying to
Yeah.
get rankings.
Yeah.
People are going
No.
to tune in. The Now Report, its name alone says what you're reading is important and relevant
Right.
Yeah.
currently.
Yeah.
So quit messing around, read what you're reading. It's meant for humans. A lot of times, unfortunately, we have to write content that is specifically written to, game a search engine
Yeah.
to help you rank higher. And we were talking about this before the show started, pay to play, right? These people, they have to hire somebody to write this type of content that is specifically designed to help them get more visibility online. Otherwise, their business flails and fails, and they don't put their kids through college, or they don't get to retire because they have to work indefinitely. So, it's tricky, and it's kind of scary sometimes when you think about certainly the stuff that we do and the power we yield to be able to, sway people's ability to consume accurate content. That's why I think stuff like you do, Steve, is still really, really, really relevant and important.
It's almost like coding with words.
Right.
It's very, very close to that because in order to be successful in a story format,
Right.
you've got to be able to code.
Yeah.
Because it's the words that tell the story, and you've got to be careful about which words you select.
Yep.
And how you portray that to the audience.
Right. We're
What?
spin doctors with a new tool.
Yeah. Why is the Now Report so important to you? It is a very large passion project, and you
It
could
is a
be
very large
you could
passion
be hanging out,
Yep.
just doing very little, but you've chosen to take on an entrepreneurial role here and really dive into something that's big.
I was doing a lot with a TV show that I also have called Under the Vegas Sun. And that TV show is in 217 cities around the country and 7 foreign countries. It became a great big part. It's still a part of who I am. But what I had noticed over a period of time is that change has taken place within the media in Las Vegas.
In a big way.
In a big way.
Uh-huh.
And in that change, there has been an injection of opinion and editorial in the middle of stories. And I don't think, maybe I'm a purist journalist, I've been around for a long time, but my opinion and my belief is that people should make up their opinion, not told what their opinion is. And the more I saw that, the more I believed that there has to be a separate voice that just says, here's the facts. I'll go back a few years.
I miss those days.
I'm Joe Friday. Here's the facts, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Here's what happened.
I know who that is.
You know who Joe Friday is? Are you
Dragnet?
sure?
Really? Dragnet.
Just Dragnet.
Good for you.
I had
Good
grandparents.
job, youngster. We got the youngin on the show.
But just tell the story and let people make up their mind. I'll give you a perfect example. We had the marches around in Washington, D.C., and the women's marches in Las Vegas. That was a very, very emotional day for anybody who was involved in the march.
Right.
I was very proud of our story and our writer that did the story, because they did a pure story about, this is the march, this is what happened, these were the people who were saying the march was needed, these were the people who were saying the march wasn't needed. The opinion of that reporter was kept completely out of that, and the public made up their mind whether they liked the march or they didn't like the march.
Sure.
That's the way you and I learned. That's what the story was supposed to be, and that's what I'm trying to bring back again.
I loved that nobody knew what my political leanings were when I was a journalist, and I remember being approached from a side that I wasn't part of politically, and somebody had said, "Oh, we thought of you," and this is very flattering. "We thought of you for running for office," and I was like, "It's so great that I have succeeded because you have no idea of my beliefs."
So what are your political leanings?
We're not going there, but I think that was so important to me, and I think from the journalism standpoint, I always could understand both sides. Like, I could always say, you have an opinion. This is why I don't argue politics, because I actually do understand. I have an opinion, but I understand both sides, and I can hear them out, and they both can be very logical to me. I think that's why, that makes a good reporter.
I've been a registered independent for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
And I see both sides. I see the liberal side, I see the conservative side.
Yeah.
But whether I see it or not, down the center, the facts of what it is what the public should be able to gain. And then the public, whichever they lean to, should then be able to make up their opinions and their minds. And that's very hard to find today. It's really very hard to find.
Are we too far down the rabbit hole for the public to come back?
No, definitely not. By the numbers that we're getting and the people that are now reading the Now Report, I believe that independent voice has a place, and people are searching for it, to be honest.
From a digital marketing perspective, where do you see, I mean, I know this is hard to predict the future, and this is one of those questions, but you do have opinions about this stuff. I mean, where do you see the future of sort of how we consume information? Because it's changing so much, and I don't even know what it's going to look like in 5 years.
It's scary, the amount. I use the term, we get an inappropriate amount of personal data on, and it's available to marketers.
I know.
Yeah, I can find, with no money at all, I can find 3,000 data points on either one of you and serve up content to you based on what artificial intelligence tells them you're most likely to consume.
Yeah.
Maybe you like stuff in green, maybe you like stuff in blue.
Yeah.
Maybe you like stuff with wavy font, maybe you like stuff with block font. Maybe
Yeah.
you both like, Nickelback songs playing in the background when you're
No.
shopping for a place to
NO.
get a haircut. It's just a maybe. Simmer down. Do you know who Nickelback is? Ask your kids.
Do you know who Cyndi Lauper is? Yeah.
So
I made a Boy George reference the other day with a bunch of youngsters, and they looked at me like I had three heads. Nobody knew who Boy George. Do you know who Boy George is?
yes.
Okay, good.
Carmen Chameleon.
Yes,
right?
thank you. Yeah.
So yeah, it happens to me too.
Yeah.
You guys feel old with me, but I feel old with my staff. When you talk about Ghostbusters, that original
Yeah,
Ghostbusters movie.
they didn't even know there was one.
Yeah.
You mean the one with all the Saturday Night Live ladies? I'm like, no.
No.
Definitely not. No.
But it is an interesting. I mean, it's
is.
interesting
It's-
what's happening here.
And the unfortunate, the major platforms where, I always use the term fish where the fish are, but things like Google and Facebook, they make it so easy for marketers to say, these are the people that are going to buy your product.
Yeah.
Spend your money here, show them your ads, make sure they look like this, and they'll buy your product. And it's scary. It really is kind of scary. And that's why I was asking Steve if we're too far down the rabbit hole, because I feel like as a marketer, it's never, ever been easier for me to say, here's a few bucks, show this to the people that are going to buy it.
Yes.
And shove it down their throat. 100 times a day, shove this ad down their throat until they realize that they have to buy hair implants, and they have to buy an electric skateboard, and they have to buy a Tesla.
Yeah.
And, they don't have time to search. In my opinion, it comes a lot down to time. And we talked about mobile being the delivery device of choice, and you talked about short content in your publication. It's because people are sitting at stoplights consuming content, right? Sitting at stoplights, sitting on the toilet. They don't have a lot of time. They're down because we're all so busy. Part and parcel because of our fear of missing out.
Right.
We have to consume.
Oh, I know.
And our attention
At
is
stoplights?
all over the place.
Right.
Yeah,
On Facebook at stoplights?
and our average viewer, reader, for instance, clicks on to read a story, and then all of a sudden they go to 4, 5, and 6 stories,
Right.
because all of a sudden now their interest is there, and they're through with the first one fairly quickly, and they're
good.
ready for more information.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, I don't think we're down that rabbit hole yet. I believe that there is a large percentage of the public that have said now, enough.
Sure.
Enough. I want something different. I want a different way for me to move forward for myself and
Right.
for my family.
And somewhere that I can trust.
Yep.
Something that I can trust where the information is coming from, because
Right.
there's so much coming at us. There's so much to weed through. You don't know what's true and what's not. And I think that's the hardest thing about the internet and the age
Right.
of the internet now.
Right.
And I think
I
we've been all told so much by so many
Yeah.
that we're told about this, we're told about that, we're told about a former president, we're told about a current president, we're told about everything.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think people are going, enough.
Yeah.
Let me make up my mind.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I believe that's what is happening.
Good.
And we want to be able to help that.
Right.
To wrap things up, what
We
would
get
you...
to ask you 5 questions?
No. N-O to that. No. What would...
That's a really good.
I have lost
That'll-
control of this
That's a
interview
really good
enough.
hour.
That'll be fantastic.
Has it been an hour? Has it been an hour? What time is it?
Oh my gosh, it's been 4 hours.
It's not been an hour.
It's
Has it been-
8:13.
Oh, my
Okay.
watch is off.
That's not a watch. That's
It's
a Fitbit.
8:13.
That's a-
Oh, it's
yeah.
been.
You
can't
It
tell
has
time
been
with
an
a
hour.
Fitbit. Those are your
You can't-
calories.
I can tell
It's not
at time. It's
2300.
just that the battery is
That's
dead. So that's kind of a problem. What would you like to tell people about post launch? Again, we're here to highlight small business, and that's the idea tonight. And then I wanted
Thank
to
you.
highlight Steve as well. But what would you like people to know about post launch?
Post-launch
That
is
we compete? Oh, I'm just kidding.
Do we?
No.
Please take some leads. Totally kidding. I got plenty.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Post-launch, we're a digital marketing agency first.
Nice.
Online.
There you go. Oh, you're on the wall
Look
too.
at you're on the wall. Check it
Hey.
out.
You're on the wall too.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hate that picture.
It's a good picture.
I need to
Smirky
start wearing a
smile.
suit.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Post-launch is, as a digital marketing agency, we offer a very holistic approach to online marketing. Your brand, your site, your technical search engine optimization, your content marketing, your social media, your email marketing, really a done-for-you service. The people who realize that there's not enough time in the day to pull this off on their own. They take a look and say, how do I get more business online? And we can do it. We can manage it. We have a team of super weird experts that can
They're nice
Megan,
people.
they're so awesome.
Yeah.
I love going to work. Just
Yeah.
like you, Steve. I get up in the morning and I'm like, what kind of cool stuff?
Yeah.
What am I going to learn?
Exactly.
And I learn. And I learn about wrestling. And I learn about superheroes.
Yeah.
And I learn about
Yeah.
cashmere scarves that I didn't know a thing about.
Well,
before. And I
good.
learn
That's
about
handy.
cat shenanigans. And
Yeah.
I learn about new blogs. And it's just, it bombards me with cool new stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But post-lunch, we're here in Las Vegas. We really like to focus on Valley-specific stuff. And as you guys know, being in this town as long as you have, a lot of the relationships in this town are done with synergy. When there's synergistic opportunities, when someone looks at you and says, what can you do for my business? And you say, I'm not going to take a penny from you, but I'm going to put you in touch with this guy over here who can help you out, or this person here. And I've been in Las Vegas now 20 years, and it's something that I really pride myself on. I like dealing with people in the Valley. We try not to do things out of town, only because it's so nice to have just a patriotic sense of community and empowerment on the business front. And there's really a lot of people that are worth introducing to a lot of different people.
What would you like people to know? What would you like people to be left with when it comes to the Now Report, the nowreport.vegas?
3 things: fair, balanced, unbiased. Everything that we do is fair, balanced, and unbiased. And in today's world, I think that's very, very important. I think that at the same point, people need to know what's going on in their community. I'm very proud that we'll be talking to people about the events that are happening in the community. What's in Las Vegas that maybe they don't know about. The wonderful nonprofit and community organizations that nobody ever hears about that does great things. And also the things that we need to change and the things that we need to do. I'm very, very proud that we just brought on a wonderful award-winning journalist, a man that I've known for a long time, Glenn Meek, who is now part of our staff. We've got John Curtis, who has the most amazing dry sense of humor about the restaurants that are in Las Vegas. We've got Jackie Brett that talks about the wonderful things. We've got Raina Winters that talks about the events that are going on. It's all about Southern Nevada. The Vegas Valley is my home. I've been here for a long time. I love it. We just want to share it with everybody. And our website is easy. It's, as you saw before, it's www.thenowreport.vegas.
Awesome.
And .vegas was purposeful. This is our community. I'm very proud of Las Vegas. We didn't want to become a .com. Anybody can become a .com. We wanted.
I can't.
You can't.
No.
We wanted.
Jeff's a .co.
We want .vegas
Right.
because that's who we are, and so that's what it is.
I am so happy that both of you guys came on tonight. This has been a lot of fun. I
Good.
can't believe an hour went by.
I know,
Sometimes
can't
we
believe
just
that.
get talking and
And we didn't even
So,
finish a bottle of wine.
we didn't even finish the bottle. Well, that can be done later. So there's still time for
You
that.
finish one on the drive over.
Yeah. So I'm already half a bottle. No, I'm kidding. No, but to,
Nobody's driving. We all have Ubers.
No, we're good. Everybody's
Metro.
good. Serious.
Taxi cab.
You mentioned nonprofits. On the next edition of Small Biz Power, which airs on February 8th, we do this every other week. I am going to be joined by Jeannie Hamrick of JBH Linked. Jeannie's a longtime fundraising consultant, and she's an amazing woman. And also Clay Buck, who is with the Association of Fundraising Professionals. He's also at the Smith Center. So I'm really looking forward to having them. They are great people, really super engaging, and we're going to just talk about the state of fundraising in nonprofits in our community. Really want to highlight nonprofits because, of course, as Steve mentioned, and as I know Jeff is involved in nonprofits as well, very near and dear to my heart. I just became an advisory council member with Spread the Word Nevada. So they're helping with children's literacy, which obviously is something that is very important for our community and for me personally with a 6-year-old at home. So I hope that you join us on February 8th for Small Biz Power. And if you want to continue the conversation, we'll be in the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/smallbizpower. So you just click to join the group. There's about 50 of us now in there. And we just talk small business stuff. I give tips every now and then. So sort of a fun place to be. Thanks so much for joining us, and cheers to your success. Thanks,
Cheers.
gentlemen.
Thank you, Nina.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank you, Steve.
Have a great
Anytime.
night. We'll see you soon. Good night. Rock on. Oh,
Cool.
let's see. Michael.